Hey guys, so I just wanted to let you know that I'm practically rich now. It is questions with the audience Wednesday, and it's like, you know what, I'm getting more dedicated to this. You know how I said coming in through the new year, coming in through the new year, we were gonna talk about, you know, like, we're trying to really push the talk show or whatever. But anyway, so it is like 9:30. I got back from class and I was like, yo, we're gonna do this. And so with me today I have Trent, and he's gonna be helping us answer a lot of questions, really. So I say so a lot. The talk shows have usually been over 30 minutes, and so putting them onto YouTube, I think that I'm going to shorten them down probably to about 20 or 25 minutes, maybe. Because it's just really hard to watch a. You shut up. It's really hard to watch a full 30-minute episode, and so if I'm able to shorten them down, I might be able to do more editing or whatever and stuff like that. So, and I've got to like not talk so loud because it will really mess up my. Anyway, so the category for this Wednesday was Would You Rathers, and to be honest, I just kind of texted my mom on Tuesday morning and was like, hey, I need a category. Do you have anything? It was like 8 o'clock. I was in class. And she was like, you know what, just do Would You Rather. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. But as you guys can tell, this is the most informal talk show. I'm on my bed. But, so anyway, let's just get down to the nitty gritty. You guys sent in some great questions, and I'm just happy to answer them. And I'm happy to be here. So, would you rather have to sleep outside for the rest of your life or never be able to leave your room? That is, it's a pretty good question. I don't know if you guys still want me to who sent these in, but this one was sent in by Cheyenne. So, thank you, Cheyenne, for sending in that question. So the question was, you know, would you rather go to love? I think that, honestly, if I was to stay in my room, I would go crazy. But I do have a lot of stuff that I can do through my room, you know, video games, and that's about it. But you couldn't, I guess you could take just all online classes. You couldn't pursue any sort of job whatsoever. And then, so if you did that, but I mean, if you chose to sleep outside, you can't, well, you could work around that, I guess. What if you did your bedroom and you had to build a special house and you built your bedroom with, like, it was half outside, half inside, like a sunroom? So it had like an enclosed roof, but it was like half outside, as in that. And then I guess when it rains, you're just gonna have to put up a tarp or something. But if I was to sleep inside, you couldn't really have a job unless you did all of it from your computer. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking about that. You could, if you stayed in here, I couldn't really skateboard. I couldn't, like, you couldn't drive a car. It'd be no point. You couldn't really enjoy anything. So honestly, I think that I would prefer to sleep outside over practically anything, honestly, because there's so much stuff to do that if you stayed in your room forever, it would be just pointless. And I saw a little article or whatever, and it was about it said it was like, you know, the whole world is out there to explore, and staying in your hometown for the rest of your life is like staying in the bedroom your entire life. And so I think I would go crazy if I stayed in my bedroom. This is my brother Luke. And he said, would you rather watch your parents have sex every night for the rest of your life, or join in once? I've been asked this multiple times by practically a lot of people, really. And so it is a difficult question, but I would have to watch, because there's absolutely no way he's getting very uncomfortable hearing about this. There's no way I would ever even consider joining in, ever. And that's disgusting. So, it would definitely be watch every night. And that is like one of the questions that I have asked all of my friends. All my friends have been asked. When I used to work at Village Pizza, we would get asked that like forever. And so we would always play those Would You Rathers. And so those are that I hate that question. I mean, think about that, honestly. If you were forced to watch your parents, you know, for every night of the rest of your life, or join in once. And that's my brother that asked that, so I might need to, you know, talk with him. Will Johnson, and he said, would you rather leave Alabama but never be able to return, or stay in Alabama but never be able to leave? These are some really good questions. I really enjoyed them. I think that I would rather leave Alabama and never be able to return. That would kind of suck because all of my family lives in here, like my grandmother and my mom, and like, I mean, just my immediate family. So if I ever had to leave and go for like a job or something, or if I was forced to leave, but once you leave Alabama, there's so many, I mean, you can go literally everywhere else in the world besides here. And so you could go to different countries and stuff like that. And then I guess if you just afforded enough, just pull your parents out of Alabama and help them get a house somewhere else where you could return to. I mean, Alabama's nice. I mean, it has a lot of good stuff, don't get me wrong. We have Gulf Shores. We have Gulf Shores. We do have the University of Alabama and the University of Auburn for campuses. We have the Huntsville Havocs. We have the Huntsville Havocs, and we have Ruby Falls. No, that's Tennessee. So maybe Alabama doesn't have as much as I thought they would, but I would much rather leave Alabama and then, never be able to return. Like, what would happen if you did return? I mean, would you get shot or killed or something? I'm not exactly sure. But I think that I would much rather do that and leave instead of staying here for the rest of my life. Because if I stayed here for the rest of my life, I would practically be like almost every other body in Athens, Alabama. Everybody in Athens has either grown up in Athens their whole life, or they moved here when they were 4 or 5 and they loved it and they stayed here forever. Or, I mean, it's just people, they refuse to leave here and they come here to die. So I would much rather leave and never be able to return than stay and never be able to leave. But that was a good question, Will. I really like that. So Julia Lee asked, would you rather freeze to death or burn to death? A lot of you guys asked a lot of morbid questions. So anyway, I think that, see, burning to death would be terrible. Getting burned sucks. So I think that I would rather freeze to death. I mean, cold is alright, but fire and burning to death would be excruciatingly painful. I mean, you just get 3rd-degree burns everywhere. You would die a lot faster now if you were burned to death. But I don't think that I could deal with the pain before I died. Just thinking about it, if I had to choose, if somebody came up to me and was like, hey, I'm going to kill you, would you rather freeze to death or burn to death? And so I don't think that being burned to death sounds like, because you think like, the witches at the stake and how much excruciatingly painful that had to have been, or on the 4th of July if you step on a hot firework, or if you burn yourself on a candle, or when you touch the bowl, when you get it out of the microwave and it kind of like burns the tips of your fingers and you feel like the secret agents in those movies where they get rid of all their fingerprints. That might just be me. But I think that I would much rather freeze to death. I feel like I could handle that a lot better. Would you rather be married to Charlie Sheen or Paris Hilton? I would say probably Paris Hilton, mainly because I'm straight. So I don't think that I would want to be married to Charlie Sheen at all. And I don't know. So this was asked by Grant McLemore, and he said, would you rather live life without being able to see the beauty of the world, or go without being able to hear? So I guess, would you rather be blind or deaf? I think that I would rather be deaf, but I would prefer to be, well, I guess I can't. I guess born blind or deaf. I would rather be born deaf because, I mean, there's so much to see and there's not a lot to hear. I mean, I'm a huge fan of, like, music and everything like that, and I love music, but if I couldn't see, I wouldn't, I mean, just there's so much more, like, beauty in seeing than I think there is in hearing a lot of stuff. And so I honestly would much rather, I think I would much rather see. Because if you can't see, then you can't drive, you can't skateboard, you can't watch TV, you couldn't see who your family is. And I mean, like, the worst downside about hearing is, I mean, you don't get to hear voices or music or anything. Anything that could make you, like, well up and cry. And I mean, that's just kind of sad. So I think that I would rather go without being able to what was it here. Maybe this 9:30 talk show was kind of rough because I am exhausted. I'm very, very tired. So Blake Williams, he asked, would you rather always feel like you have to sneeze and never be able to sneeze, or every time you eat it tastes like Clorox? Where do you guys get these questions? Having to sneeze and not being able to is one of the most frustrating feelings in the world. But I feel like I could get used to that feeling and kind of tone it out. I would really prefer if I could taste my food. So I think I would have to go with, you know, being able to sneeze and not being able to, or feeling like I have to sneeze and not being able to, because I would not want whatever I eat to taste like Clorox, because I really, really like the taste of food. So I do not think that I could do that at all. Noah Higginbotham, you guys know Noah. Noah Higginbotham, he said, would you rather put off doing something horrible or get it over with to learn to cope? So would you rather just keep putting it off and putting it off, or would you rather just immediately do it and then, I guess, cope with it? Something extremely terrible. I don't know what something extremely terrible would be. I can't really think of anything like off the top of my head, but I think that I would much rather get it over with, because I do not like to dread things, and I just don't like to think about something in the future and then that coming up really, really fast. So I think that I would much rather get it over with, because if I get it over with and then, you know, I mean, it's just absolutely horrible, but I can already start, I guess, the healing process sooner. So but if you just sit there and wait for it and then you try to put it off as long as possible, that dread is just gonna eat you up from the inside out. It's gonna be nasty. And so I don't think that can do that. Would you rather walk around with a Trump? Would you rather walk around at a Trump rally with a Hillary shirt, or a Hillary rally with a Trump shirt? I think that I would rather walk around a Trump rally with a Hillary shirt, because I feel like Hillary supporters, if I had a Trump shirt, would kill me. Like, I'm not even kidding. I feel like they would be extremely violent. I mean, Trump supporters, the majority of them are just like kind of older people, white people, and a lot of the Hillary supporters, it was a lot of mixed supporters, majority of diversity, but they were mostly millennials, and I just feel like they would be a lot more hostile towards me, determining how they, you know, reacted when they lost the election. And I think that I would rather do that, because, I mean, the Trump supporters would yell at me, but I really don't think that they would be as prone to violence as Hillary supporters. I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. But I had to say that so you guys don't get mad. Well, actually, I don't care if you get mad. No, Hillary supporters would be a lot more biased towards violence to me. And so I think that I would rather walk around a Trump rally with a Hillary shirt on. Would you rather be memorialized for the wrong reasons, or hated abroad for the right reasons? Wow, that is deep. You know, we're just gonna stick with we're going with the right reasons. I mean, that's what I love, doing good. as a civilian and as a person. And I just think that I would rather do, I would rather be hated abroad for the right reasons, because sometimes, you know, just a lot of people's hate, 99% of it really doesn't affect me. So, I mean, I couldn't care less. I just kind of do, you know, my own thing and whatever. And so, that's not too bad. Would you rather be rich and ugly or poor and good looking? Well, I'm not rich and I'm not good looking. So right now I'm ugly and poor. So I think that I would much rather be rich and good looking. No, I think I'd rather be poor and good looking, because if you're just rich and ugly, it's just nasty. But I mean, I'm already used to being poor, and if I could just have the good looks to go with it, I mean, that would be great. And then you can always work up and be rich. So, or you can be rich in spirit and rich with family. And would you rather end hunger or end hatred? I would rather end hatred, because I feel like if you ended hatred, that in turn would get rid of hunger. That was by Hannah Ruth Wilson. She asked that. This was asked by Olivia Carter. Would you rather live in a way in which you please everyone, or in a way in which you please no? Okay, so would you rather live in a way when you could please everyone but you wouldn't feel completed inside, or in a way in which you please no one and feel completed inside? I would pick to please no one and feel completed inside, hands down. Because if you're pleasing everybody but you don't feel content or completed or as a person, that you will be the most you will be just absolutely miserable, and it is not it would just not be fun. And so I think I would much rather do that, because if I can feel completed, I guess, but I can't really please anybody else, then I would just be 100% happy if I could feel, you know, like I've accomplished something or completed something. And so it really wouldn't bother me that much as, you know, I guess what other people are saying. So John Oliver, this is from East Limestone. John Oliver said, would you rather kill your mom or your brother? I guess I'm going to go with brother. Sorry, Luke. You asked me if I wanted to watch my parents have sex. So Cole P asked, would you rather be homeless or live with Ethan and Evan for the rest of your life? I'll just live with Ethan and Evan. I don't think I could be homeless for the rest of my life. I mean, that would just be too miserable. Would you rather die by fire or drown? Fire in that case. I have a terrible fear of drowning, and I do not like it. I would rather die by fire in that case, but then I'd rather freeze to death. Would you rather have a stomach ache or a headache for the rest of your life? Headache? I could do a stomach ache. I would do headache. Would you rather have acne all your life or no teeth? No teeth, because then I can just get dentures. I hate acne. I had it so bad in like 9th grade. I looked like a fire truck. I mean, I remember having a picture that I took with the flash on, because my front camera on my 4 was broken, so I would turn it around, and like my hair was just like spiked up to like right here, and then it was all slicked forward with gel, and then like I still had my sides grown out, so it was all like pushed back on my sides, and then do that, and then I mean it was just volcanoes all over. And it was disgusting. That was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. So no teeth, and then I could do dentures. Would you rather be shot or stabbed? Asked by Carly Davis. Shot. Wow, that's a good question. Will Lowe said, would you rather give up the talk show or give up your girl? That's a really good question. I don't know. I don't want to answer that. Claire watches these. I don't know if she'll watch this. I know Claire's mom watches all of these. So Faith, if you're watching this right now, I think that I would have to give up Claire, because this is my dream, and I mean this is what I'm pursuing. So, sorry. Carson Dyke said, would you rather be gossiped about or never talked about? I think I would rather be gossiped about because I kind of have a small like insecurity fear of that. Like, I mean, everybody has a fear of being forgotten. I feel like nobody wants to be forgotten. So I think I would rather be talked about instead of never talked about because I just kind of want to leave a legacy of my name. That's what I want to do. And so I think that I would much rather have that happen. Jeremiah Poop from Boston, Massachusetts, actually. He said, would you rather live now? Would you rather live in the future? Or would you rather live in the past? If so, what time, where, and why? I think I would rather live in the future. And I think that what is this 2017? So I think that I would like to live in the year 2300. Not because like I want to see how far technology advances in that time, but I want to like be able to look back on this time and where I lived, if I could remember that, and then be like reading the history about, I guess, how the 2016 election went, how it affected everything. And I just want to read about like history and like how, you know, my generation played its part and stuff like that, but then not too far into the future where I'm completely lost, you know, if they're like all robots now. So, I mean, I think I would rather do that. Oh, Cyan Hughes said, would you rather be stuck editing Trump's tweets or have a real job? It's obviously a real job. Would you rather get punched in the face by Conor McGregor or kicked in the face by Cristiano Ronaldo? Gosh. Punched in the face by Conor McGregor, because soccer players have so much power behind their kicks. I mean, you would probably die. Would you rather be a stripper or a hooker? You know, honestly, I think I'll be a stripper. But anyway, guys, that was all the questions that you guys had asked me, and this is a little over 20 minutes. So I mean, I'm gonna try to shorten them down so that they're just not like 40, 45 minutes and just terrible to watch. I don't know. And so I'm working on doing vlog material for next Monday. I think I'm going to start replacing the episodes with a weekly vlog. And so, I mean, it's going really well. I recorded a lot of stuff today. I started recording stuff today. So I'm kind of eager to see, where that goes. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. And as always, have a wonderful Wednesday. Stay funky, and I love you guys.